Hello, Vermont family out there. This is Dr. Moon again. This is basically my second video, and it is more targeted to parents so that I can provide some information that might be helpful for parents who don't know maybe what to say to their kids about what's going on. And so I'm going to review some information from a clinical psychiatrist called Dr. Ammon, and he's well known around the world for somebody that's very knowledgeable and cutting edge, always up to date on the best information with working with children. So the things that he has talked about, some of the key points that are important for parents to kind of keep in mind during this time is, one, to not necessarily avoid the topic of the pandemic and everything that's going on. Because a lot of times children create their own stories, or even adults create their own stories when they don't have information. We start guessing, we start developing our own theories and ideas, and oftentimes kids do the same thing. So it's important that you don't just avoid the topic as if nothing's happening, but you can also start by asking them what they know, what have they heard. Now, some of you guys have really little ones that may not be on Twitter feeds or anything like that, so they may not be getting that information except what you're providing or what they hear you talk about, or on the news if you have the TV on. So for some of the little bit older students, parents, you may want to ask what they know, what they've heard, and that way you can address some of the misinformation they may have or that they may have heard, or older information that has changed now as every day is different. So that gives you a starting point. It's important that you stay calm and that you are working on your own anxiety and emotions that may be coming up for you during this time, because our kids will mirror your emotions. They can feed off of that, and you guys may already know that. Even with my own kids, if they noticed I've had an intense phone call or something, they're both right at my side, asking me questions. What's going on? What's wrong? They're looking at me. Their eyes are wide. Their heart is racing a little bit more. They're not leaving me alone. So they pick up on the times when I'm even elevated or anxious, or have had kind of an intense conversation with somebody. So just keep that in mind. And it was really hard. You have to work on this on your own and really work through that in order to be able to help your kids the best you can. Don't let the news and the internet do the talking for you. Don't just assume, certainly for the older kids, that they're figuring this information out on their own. Oh, they're checking, websites or articles, or they're getting the same information. That might not be true. You don't know necessarily what they may be seeing or hearing, or what their friends may be texting them. So it's important that you have that conversation with them, that if they have questions, they can feel comfortable coming and talking to you. Stick to the facts, know the basics, so that you are providing accurate information. And try to be as up to date as you can on it. Doesn't mean that you have to be obsessed with watching and keeping, total track of everything that's going on, but just, similar basic information from day to day. Still social distancing. We're still washing our hands. We're just still keeping an eye on, how it's affecting our community. We're still needing to not be able to go visit Aunt Betty or our friends. So some of these are just simple, basic facts that you want to stick to when you are having a conversation with your kid. Try not to blame others for the spread of the virus, okay? What this does is, when people start saying, well, China, can you believe China? Can you believe this person who visited and went to a funeral and this happened. When we start blaming others or things out of our control, it takes the situation and makes it more powerful and makes us powerless. And kids need to have some form of feeling like things are in control, that, you know, parents are there, they're going to take care of them. So you really want to focus on what you can do about it and what your kids can do about it. Like I said, washing your hands, you're supposed to be singing happy birthday twice, minimizing touching each other or hugging others. You want to keep kids' hands out of their mouth, nose, and ears. And let me tell you, I have teenagers, and it's still hard for them to keep their hands off their face. We are very sensory-oriented beings, and so we're always, you know, shifting or changing this or touching that, and we've got to practice that better. So these are a few things that you guys might find helpful when having these conversations with your children. Gives you a guideline how to address it. And again, the control piece, what are some things your kids can do? I can tell you in my neighborhood, there was a family, I guess, had a lot of toilet paper, and they set up a toilet paper stand, and people could come and purchase toilet paper for a certain price, and then that family was going to donate that money to some other organization, mass making or whatever. But it was a way for them to get involved, to help their community, for people who didn't have toilet paper, but then also give back and donate that money to another cause. So again, just focusing on what you guys can do is important at this time. So this is concluding my second video, and I hope to upload 1 or 2 videos next week, and I will send those links to you so that you can check them out. If you want to contact me in my email, you'll have that. Feel free to do that, and I will be thinking about all of you. And stay safe and healthy. Thank you.